I mean, I figured it all out. I mean, the difference between a lot of people is I have no respect for Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. Some of you and others have respect. So my reaction to this independent autopsy is I will need cliff notes from an intelligent person because whenever Ben Crump is presenting anything, I feel like falling asleep. I feel like I have learned nothing. I don't have respect.
I'm with this brother as well. I have zero respect for Ben Crump or Al Sharpton. And to be honest with you, all those race hustlers out there, everybody that donated money, I don't have a whole lot of respect, man, because there's a whole lot going on around the country, a whole heck of a lot going on around the country. I hadn't heard anybody talk about paying for the service for that young lady, the young girl, who was, taken out by her parents. There was a plethora of people that lost their lives 4th of July weekend. I hadn't heard anything from a Terrell Owens. I hadn't heard anything from who is it? Byron Allen. I hadn't heard anything from Tyler Perry. None of these people. How many people lost their lives Juneteenth? Crickets. Nothing. Those families need help. Matter of fact, those families probably need more help than Nolan's family, because it sounds like young Nolan Wells comes from a pretty well-to-do family. Now, I got to say this, my condolences to his family. Rest in peace, young Nolan Wells. I'm still giving the mom and the dad a side eye for even allowing this spectacle to go on. This is nothing more than, a 3 or 4 ring circus here. Once you put Ben Crump in the mix, like this brother said, really? I mean, this is a man that can't read. If he's reading at a 4th or 5th grade level, struggling. Y'all brought this man out here to pander, and to put on a show at the NAACP meeting or whatever it was, because people aren't donating money to the NAACP anymore because the NAACP is trash, along with the SPLC and all these other quote unquote, woke organizations out there. And they're using this brother and they're using this family for donations to fill their coffers, because this is all they have. Tommy Sowell said that racism is pretty much dead, but Democrats are doing everything that they can to keep it on life support. They're doing everything that they can. It is pretty much almost so non-existent that they have to reach for situations like this. We got a lot to get into today, man. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That press conference was ridiculous. It really was. Again, I got to give the Wells family, his parents, the side eye. What are y'all doing? What are y'all thinking? Why are y'all allowing yourselves to be used? Why are y'all allowing Nolan Wells' tragic loss of life to be used by these corrupt individuals, these race hustling, ambulance chasing individuals? Why? That's the question that I have. For the life of me, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Unless for them, it's about the bag as well. Let's get into it, man.
The Nolan Wells autopsy, the independent one, was finally revealed today by Ben Crump in a big hoopla at the 119th annual NAACP convention up in Chicago. He paraded out Ben Johnson, the president of the NAACP, who lives right here in Madison, Mississippi, where I'm parked filming this video right now. Old Johnson hates white folks so damn much, allegedly, of course. He goes and lives in the richest, whitest county in the country, damn near, in Madison County. I find that hilarious. Anyway.
I don't find it hilarious because these people are hypocrites. That is what they do. They will get out here and they will talk all kinds of craziness about white people and do everything that they can to make sure that they live in neighborhoods that are predominantly white. Now, I'm one of those kind of people that say, hey, man, God bless you. That's your business. But don't be out here being a hypocrite. Good and well, you choose not to live in these neighborhoods. But you got everything to say, about white people, but yet you love them as your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? It's the craziest thing ever. When are people going to wake up to the grift? Seriously. I got to keep saying it, man. Grifters go grift, man.
parades out Nolan's parents. He thanks all the people like he just won a damn award. Like he just became the president of these United States of America. Then he spends about an hour going over this damn autopsy, and we learn absolutely nothing. There's one moment where he talks about getting the body and the organs not being in there, and you can hear an audible gasp from the crowd because A, they're stupid, and B, he doesn't tell them that this is how the body came to them from the Mississippi State Crime Examiner's office, that they have to remove the organs as part of the, I don't know, what are we here for today? An autopsy. The crowd's like, you can hear it. He goes, this is normal for an autopsy. He has to tell these idiots because, well, he's pandering and baiting them into this. Long story short, there is nothing that suggests that there was any foul play involved in this at all. It's all just a bunch of very vague little, well, why didn't this, why didn't that, this is inconclusive, so it must be murder type nonsense. What we learned today is what we already knew. Ben Crump is a grifter, an idiot, and a racist. And he's out to make as much money for him as possible.
He's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. And with that being said, we're going to move right over to this press conference. We got about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minute clip that we're going to play. We'll see how much I can stand, of listening to this fool, because he's not the brightest star in the sky. I'm just saying, but he is smart enough to go and get that money. I will give him that much. He knows how to get that money. He don't really know how to do much else. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
Trying to dot every I and cross every T, because we understand that when our children's lives are at stake, it matters. Not just what happened, but what we do in the aftermath of them being taken away from us. And just like the NAACP stood up when another tragedy in Mississippi taking the life of young Emmett Till, we will stand up for Nolan Wells. Just like the NAACP and civil rights leaders stood up when another Mississippi son was taken in Medgar Evers. We will stand up for Nolan Wells. And just like too many of our young people, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean, Terrence Crutcher, Stephon Clark, Sandra Bland, Atiana Jefferson, Alton Sterling, Eric Gardner, George Floyd, Tamir Rice, the young people who I was trying to focus on. Gary, we stand up until we get the truth, until we get justice for Nolan Wells. 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 Justice for Nolan Wells.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Black Dynamite? Have you ever seen the movie Black Dynamite? If you haven't, I definitely think you should check it out. I mean, it's a B movie, but it is funny. But this just goes to show you how ridiculous Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, but what's even worse is the people that follow and listen to these fools and that believe that these people, you know what I'm saying, mean any good for the Black community around the daggone country. What does the people that he named off have to do with Nolan Wells? Seriously, this right here is just a sign that he had nothing else to say. He booked this thing for over an hour. Let me try to filibuster and drag this thing out as much as I can, because There's no information. This was really a nothing to see here press conference, but let me try my best to drag this thing out. This is ridiculous, man.
This is so important that we continue to talk about Nolan Wells and what happened to him, and that we get attention on him, because in getting attention on him, it brings attention, Cliff Jones, to other cases that are not getting their attention as of yet. But I'm so grateful to Christine and Elmore, because they said whatever we can do, not only to help our son, but to help these other young black boys who was killed the July 4th holiday. Tyler Smith, on 4th of July, was at a house party with about 10 other people. He was the only black person at the house. He somehow ends up shot in the head, dead. Some of the friends get rid of the gun. The police show up. They tell the police it was an accident. It was an accidental shooting, that they were playing Russian roulette. And Tyler Smith ended up getting killed. And apparently, Christine Clark, President Johnson, the police just took their word for it. It makes no sense whatsoever. So they are taking the word of these 10 people that your son just killed himself. And you don't have to worry about doing any investigation or testing forensically anything. Just take our word for it. Now, can you imagine in any 3 of these scenarios, had the survivors been young black men and they were with a young white man and he ended up dead, what kind of investigation would there have been? What kind of interrogation would there have been? Would they have ever been able to see the light of day until those questions were answered? Well, just like you would do a thorough investigation for your children, we want you to do a thorough investigation for our children.
Not happening. Are they not thoroughly investigating this situation? The police hadn't come out and said that there's nothing to see here. They said they're investigating. They're doing an autopsy. It takes a while. This isn't CSI where you can get a case solved in an hour. This isn't that. These people should be ashamed of themselves, man. These people should be ashamed of themselves. This, golly, man. I'd say this unbelievable, but it's not. And this right here just goes to show you that they don't have anything. And more times than not, this is a tragic, accidental death. But I'm waiting to hear from the folks down in Mississippi. I believe the FBI is now involved as well. I'm waiting to hear, from this. But this press conference was nothing more than, let's drag this thing out. Let's get another week out of this so we can, ask for more money via donations. So we can continue to build up the coffers, because we need to make sure that we can get all that we can get out of these people. And the sad part about it is these individuals, folks that I would assume that are part of the, 92%, you know what I'm saying, that support the Democrat Party, that are on the Democrat plantation, that fall for this foolishness, hook, line, and sinker, time and time and time again. This is sad, man. This is sad.
I told you, bro. All he's going to do is keep the implications alive. That's all he's doing right now. That's it. Death, undetermined, pending investigation, because you inquired a grand jury. So there's still investigation. You're reporting that, it was bruising on his head. People have literally drowned in that water like that. Like, so what are you? There is no cause of death. There is no homicide. Nothing happened to him. He's just keeping this shit alive. Then he's implying that they couldn't get the results because of the first autopsy. And like I said, people have exhumed corpses from years, like after decades of decay, and still found the cause of death. You can't tell me that the first autopsy made it impossible for the second autopsy to come to a conclusion. There's a reason that the doctor didn't come. That's what I want you to focus on. The doctor didn't come. They gave his credential, but he did not show up. The doctor himself did not come to this. If he believed there was something, he would have came, bro. Ben Crump just conned all of y'all. Said, oh, the autopsy results will be on bencrump.com. Thank Colin Kaepernick. This is a whole, bro, this is political theater, nigga. They just clown y'all.
That's exactly what it is. It's political theater, and they clown it. And this is a circus. They've made it a circus. They don't care about the Wells family. They don't care about Nolan Wells. This is a grift. This is about a bag. Simple as that. And that's why, you know, in that press conference, he spent a lot of time talking about other situations that he's involved in because, hey, grifter's gonna grift. He's on to the next. This is...
press conference where he released the findings of their independent autopsy on the body of Nolan Wells. And in this video, I'm going to fill you in on all the important parts. Now, if you have a dog in this fight already, you have your bias. None of this information is going to change your mind. I will say, though, watching Ben Crump struggle over certain words that you should know as an attorney, because me as a regular guy, I understand these words. Watching him struggle to take that information up in real time and then convey it to the audience was not good. And it was kind of awkward. I've never seen a Ben Crump press conference like this, but there's no reason why an attorney that some people hold to such a high standard struggles that much with this basic information. I think when it comes to some sort of presentation like this, you need to practice it. You need to be able to go over it so you can, I don't know, see certain words that maybe you don't understand, look them up, understand them, so you can convey the message easier to the audience, because it seemed like he was being surprised by some of this information in real time. It's just not a good look. One of the situations that kind of sticks out to me was where he talked about how the organs were removed, right? Because they put them in a bag. And you could hear somebody in the audience visibly like scream like, oh my God, thinking that he got mutilated, when that's just common practice when it comes to an autopsy. So that's what's going on. All right, so remember, guys, this was the second autopsy, right? The independent autopsy that started on July 10th. They called it a post-initial autopsy, right? With organs removed and some neck structures absent. I'll get into that here more in a second. Now, the explicit ruling, right? Cause and manner of death are both undetermined pending investigation. Now, a lot of people saw this as a big gotcha moment because the cause and manner of death, right, in this autopsy are undetermined. And a lot of people look back to when Nolan Wells' body was first discovered, and they heard local law enforcement say that they didn't see any evidence of foul play. It looked like he drowned. Not knowing that they still have to do an autopsy, right? They still have to do their autopsy, okay? So it wasn't like it was an open and shut case. The only notable abnormality was a 12 by 8 inch focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissue of the back of the head. No laceration, no fractures, and the origin of that red mark is unknown. Now, it is worth noting that red discoloration or post-mortem injuries can be seen in bodies recovered from open water, particularly when ocean currents, waves, and underwater debris are involved. That's important. When it came to every other major dissection, bilateral face, posterior head, neck, ribs, pelvis, subcutaneous deep tissues of the back, buttocks, arms, and legs, no fractures and no evidence of deep tissue injury were found. So remember, the initial autopsy removed and retained some organs, brains, retained anterior neck structures, right? So the second exam, this exam, right, the independent autopsy, is incomplete for neck trauma or drowning confirmation because they cannot check airways and lungs, and they can't check the stomach for water contents and those sorts of things. And apparently there's no toxicology available in either of these autopsies. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Aside from the discoloration on the back of his head, that's red. Remember, no lacerations or fractures. I mean, this wouldn't really tell us anything. In fact, it seems like he was kind of okay. Now, again, we need to see what was going on with, the neck structure so we can see if he was choked or something like that. But I guess we're gonna have to wait for the first autopsy to come out and whatnot. But I'm sure they're gonna do like a real thorough investigation and hopefully give us a toxicology report, because that would really say a lot.
Yeah, definitely would. And I'm sure the toxicology report is going to, probably show some alcohol or something along those lines. And for those of you guys that grew up near rivers, grew up near lakes where people, and especially young people, they go out on boats and they party and so forth and so on. This is not an abnormal event. If you know anything about Georgia, Lake Lanier, I mean, people pass away on that daggone lake every year. Boats, alcohol, and young folks. It's a recipe for disaster a lot of the time. And it's sad. But the fact that these people are lying, they're jumping to conclusions, so forth and so on, I mean, it's sickening to me, to be honest with you. It really is.
The United Cajun Navy just called out civil rights attorney Ben Crump, the man who was working for Nolan Wells' family, for their search for answers about his passing. And they're saying that he is miscommunicating information that the United Cajun Navy has obtained to the public. According to the United Cajun Navy, they're saying that Nolan was not fully clothed in the traditional sense when his body was recovered. Instead, they say that he was dressed as someone would be for a day swimming. He wasn't fully clothed, they said. He was just clothed. He wasn't undressed. He still had his swim trunks on. This is now the second organization to call out Ben Crump for misrelaying information to the public when it comes to this case. First, it was him sharing a photo of Nolan in a pool at someone's house. He was trying to say that this was taken after Nolan went missing on July 4th. That ended up not being true. Now he's sharing that Nolan was fully clothed and wondering when Nolan got on the boat to put his shirt back on and his clothes back on. That's turning out to not be true. I definitely respect what he's trying to do by helping Nolan's family and their search for answers, but you can't say that you're trying to uncover the truth while also sharing things that are not true.
Respect him. I don't respect him at all. I know I've said a lot, in this video, but I mean, these are some despicable, disgusting human beings, man. Seriously. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Join us Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. If you are interested in learning how to grow on YouTube, if you're interested in, building out, a platform here, on YouTube, you got something to say. Maybe you already have a YouTube channel. We are offering a YouTube mastermind group. We link up every third Monday for about an hour and a half. Gives you the opportunity to get access to me, to ask questions, any questions that you may have. You also get a chance to connect with some other content creators who are looking to do the same thing that you're doing. If you're interested, there's a link in the description box below. Give you an opportunity to sign up, come hang out with us. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. And the Lord hit my chest, kicked death from my breath, put power in my step.